Hello, good evening. This is Vidolf, and we're in Coastal Highway, but this is not a video about my favorite safe routes in Coastal Highway. Instead, it's my favorite safe routes in Desolation Point and getting to Desolation Point from Coastal Highway. So, off we go. So you're safe in Crumbling Highway until you get to the spot where you have to crouch down to get underneath the debris. So after this point, you have to be mindful of wolves. Get about here without spotting a wolf. I would try crouching like I'm doing now and see if you see one of them wandering around in the ruins of the buildings over here, or if you hear one. Don't hear or see one, so I'm going to go back to the back wall and hug it. And what I want to do is get to either the cave that's in this region or the basement here in the abandoned homes. Now there is a wolf that can be patrolling right through here, but I've generally found, because you can get into this basement, this is the better way to be going. Okay, let's leave the basement. So hopefully we can get to the cave that's in this region without being harassed. Usually if you can get this far, the wolves will stay over that way and won't bother you through here. And then hugging the walls to the left, you'll avoid the other wolves in the area. So here's the cave. And, well, hello! Is he after me or is he after a bunny? Bunny. Wow, okay. Was not expecting that. Well, while he's occupied, let's keep going. There's not a foolproof. Speaking of not foolproof, safe route over here. So you're going to have to deal with wolves one way or another. And since this is Stalker, that's probably why I'm encountering more wolves than what I'm used to on Interloper. And that is Zaknafein's trick for dealing with wolves that I've just demonstrated. Of course, the other guy's busy with his bunny. Now are we going to have to chase wolf number 2 away a second time around? I would love to be able to go straight up here to the mine entrance, but there's not a way to do that. So instead, we come around this way. And then up here. Maybe even crouch in case he's on the other side of a rock. Then usually they're not going to come over here. So once you get this far, you're home free until you get to the Desolation point.
This gear.
Alright, it is fairly late. I am fairly tired. But let's see if we can get to the lighthouse safely. So just leaving the mine, you're not going to encounter wolves here. Once you get out of the mine that connects over to the coastal highway, you've got a couple of choices of how you can move around in Desolation Point. One relatively obvious one is to go into the mine that is not actually in this location. Right, okay. So I generally don't go this way because there can be wolves on the other side of that rock. And instead, I will follow the path over here to our right that was to my left when I came out of the connection with Coastal Highway. So, if you come around here, there's a mine entrance right there, and that mine entrance will take you further that way on the map. So that's a safe way to get around from one side of the map to the other. But we're going to go up here to the church. And you shouldn't encounter wolves until you get towards the other side of the church. So I'm going to see if I can get a look at them before they see me by coming out here to the rock in front of the church. Yep. So usually there's a guy down here. Sometimes they're wandering around in this area as well. So let's see if we can sneak by this guy. You could always try chasing bunnies into the wolf's direction, but I wouldn't recommend it. Sometimes that just draws the wolf towards you, and then he ignores the bunny. Alright, need to stay out of sight from where he is. Go up this way. Crouch. want to stay up here instead of going down into the road. Try and stay above and out of sight. And then around here, you want to look out for a moose that can sometimes spawn on this bridge. The bear, which can sometimes be moving around over here. And the wolves. So again, trying to give their patrol area a wide berth. Since I don't quite know where he is. Let's take this chance to show you something else about traveling in Desolation Points. Let's say you've been over that way, maybe you've been at the Riken, and you're trying to get to the Lighthouse. There's a way you can avoid the wolves or minimize your chances of running into them by going up this area. So there's the Lighthouse. The church is over that way. So you come up here, and when you get about here, crouch, and just keep crouching all the way up to the top of this hill. Or do the crouch, stand, crouch, stand, crouch, stand, crouch thing. If you're impatient. To get over that. Okay. So what I'm trying to avoid is the wolves that usually patrol over here. So we're going to come around this side, again trying to stay out of sight. And I would crouch before you come over the edge here, because they can sometimes patrol even into this pathway. Doesn't look like that's the case today. Okay. Now if you can get to the bridge without a wolf finding you, you're probably okay all the way to the lighthouse. But bear in mind that after one of the last few updates that Hinterland did, the wolves can follow you on the bridge. So going across a bridge is not safety from a wolf anymore. And here we are. So we'll sleep here overnight, and then we'll try some other safe routes in the morning. Alright. Let's say that you want to get from the lighthouse over to the Riken. This is probably the easiest route, so you can go down this hill. You can't come back up this way, but you can go down it, and if you stop periodically on flat surfaces, you can reset your spraying risk. And then you just go over the ice towards the Riken. Now, you do need to watch out for the bear near that rock. So he can sometimes be walking around in there, sometimes over here where my thumb is. Other times he'll come walking around the Riken, and he can be walking over near the whale processing warehouses. This island over here usually has rabbits, a couple of deer, almost never a predator to be found over here. So the bear's usual patrol route is to come out from that side of the whale processing area and walk around over here and then the other side of the Riken and then keep on going over that way. But he's not here today, so getting to the Riken would be okay right now. Getting in and out of the whale processing area is the trickier bit. So as long as the bear is far enough away from you, like maybe he's over there, you can just walk right up to the whale processing area. It's once you get into it that you have to be on the lookout for wolves. So there can sometimes be a wolf or two over near that trailer. You can usually get into this trailer set without any issues. Let's go for one. I think. Yeah. So always crouch before going out of the trailer doors. And here, you need to be careful because there can be wolves over this way. So I'm usually hyper cautious. Sometimes even crouch all the way over here. And then I'll crouch to check the lockers.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
And then you can just go in here. What's that? Oh, okay. Then you can just go in this door. And you're safe inside. In terms of leaving the warehouse, I don't use any door other than this one. The other door that is on the bottom level that opens on that side can sometimes take you straight out into wolves, so I tend not to go that way. So we will risk coming around over here. So in trying to get to this trailer, you've got a couple of choices. Obviously sneaking up like this is helpful because you have a chance of seeing them before they see you. You can also try just walking straight up to the trailer,
Gotta warm up
and
somehow.
if you hear a bark, you can turn around and head towards the truck there. The wolves can be patrolling anywhere around this area. Sometimes they can even be the other side of the rocks from the trailer. Not today, though. Okay, let's try this again. Go back out. So, being a little more risky. Let's see if there's any of them around over here. Yep, there they are. And you see how they've got tracks? There's 3 of them, and one of them was just over here. They can also be anywhere through here, and sometimes they're even wandering around in this area. So, this is that door that I said I never use. It takes you into the bottom of the warehouse. So if you've been exploring and you see this door over here, always crouch before you go out here, because there can be wolves on the other side. Now, if you are trying to get around the warehouse, like you're coming from Riken or from the somewhere over that way is the Lighthouse in the fog. But if you're trying to just get around the warehouse, you can come over here. This is usually safe. I have occasionally encountered wolves. They'll see me from over there. So you do still have to be mindful of them. Fish. There's the wolves again, so you can just keep walking around, avoiding them. And you can take this route to get to the cave that's back at the back end of this inlet, I guess, that runs underneath the broken bridge. So usually this is a safe route as long as you give the wolves a wide berth. Now, coming into this inlet is safe, but going into the cave at the back of this inlet is not safe. There's a wolf that you can encounter in this cave back here. So we are not going to try that today. Turn around. And we're going to see if we can get up onto the bridge down here. Don't usually try to do that from this direction, but with the wolves where they are, you might be better off trying to sneak up this way. Up, is it? Well, maybe it will. It will. Maybe? Maybe not. Could we? Alright, yeah, this is why I usually don't try this. Can I get up this? Maybe, maybe not. Nope. Oh, yes, okay. Crouch. Oh, they're awfully close. I don't like those odds. Yeah. So if they weren't patrolling over there, I would just go up that way. I mean, maybe we could actually, if we just crouch around this rock, we might be able to pull it off. We are probably far enough away they won't see us now. Now the next thing you have to look out for near the bridge and pretty much all along the road up here is the bear. So if you wanted to get up to the bridge and explore over this way, maybe get those birch if they're out, always be listening for the bear. His cave is right there. What's usually a better target for this area is the other entrance to the mine that I first mentioned when we got into Desolation Point. Now, the tricky bit is getting there without getting the wolves on you, which we're going to be risking right now. So I'm trying to hang as far away from where they are as I can. But they are probably going to hear me. Sometimes you'll even see wolves just patrolling over here in front of the guardhouse. So let's get up and over and out of the way. And here's the other mine entrance that I was talking about. So you can take this mine right the way to the other side of Desolation Point. And here we are. So that's the mine entrance that I pointed out at the beginning. And there's the church. And now we're going to head back towards Coastal Highway, so you can see the route going backward, the way we came in. So you're probably safe coming out of the mine into Crumbling Highway on your way from Desolation Point over to Coastal Highway. But I like to crouch all the way over this way and just Skyrim my way down, still crouching, because the wolves can be out and about back here, as we found when we came in earlier. So just keep hugging the wall. Crouch when we get near the building. Go ahead and have a flare ready. Or a torch. probably get to the cave. Unless they're all hunting bunnies again, like they were last time. Okay. There he is. Oh, he's coming back. Okay, let's risk it. Then the next tricky spot is up here. So again, wall. Just go straight for the shelter. Then if we're coming out of the basement, we'll stay crouched until we can get a little ways away from it. Keep an eye out for the wolves. That usually at this point, just give it a go. Again, still hugging the wall to the right. If you got this far, you're probably safe. Just hug this wall all the way around. And then just walk down this way, and you're home free. So, there we are. Those are my favorite safe routes in Desolation Point, both getting to it through Crumbling Highway and getting back out of Crumbling Highway.